Welcome back subscribers and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to Ricketts Point. Ricketts Point is located in Port Phillip Bay, 22 kilometres or 14 miles south of the state capital Melbourne in Victoria, Australia, and is a marine sanctuary that was created on the 16th of November 2002 by the Victorian government. The marine sanctuary is 115 hectares in size, stretching 3 kilometres along the coastline between Tabletop Point in Beaumaris and Quiet Corner in Black Rock, and 500 metres out to sea. It is ecologically valued for both its diverse marine life and migrant and resident bird populations. Ricketts Point and the marine sanctuary sits within an Aboriginal cultural landscape in the traditional sea country of the Bunurong People. The historic Aboriginal well, once lost, is located about 50 metres north of the Beaumaris Yacht Club in a flat rock slab that projects from the edge of the sand dune cliffs towards the sea. The Ricketts Point Marine Sanctuary is one of 3 marine sanctuaries now established in Port Phillip Bay. The bay provides a wave protection area and an important nursery for commercial fish species and many small animals which provide the beginnings of the marine food chain. 51 species of fish have been identified in the Ricketts Point Sanctuary, the most common being the southern hula fish, zebrafish, dusky morwongs, moonlighters and the Australian sweep. Ricketts Point is also home to smaller and less mobile animals including abalone, winkles, sea urchins, brittle stars, sea stars and crabs. Note that all methods of fishing are prohibited in this sanctuary. The name Ricketts Point is thought to have derived from the Ricketts family that owned a fishing and beach shack on the foreshore. David Charles Rickett and his brother Thomas Johnson and sister Elizabeth acquired 6 acres of land from Henry Dendy in the 1840s. In the 1920s and 30s, Major Shaw, an Australian pioneer aviator, both in wartime and peace, and later a boat builder, had a private airstrip on the estate at what is now known as Nautilus Street, formerly 17 to 19 Lang Street in Ricketts Point. He used to fly to and from his engineering factory at Fisherman's Bend, sometimes even flying home to Ricketts Point for lunch. The existence of this private airstrip was not widely known, and so sometimes there were reports to police of a possible air crash when he landed. The current Ricketts Point Tea House was built in 1985 and has been renovated and expanded over the years. The building has significant structural and cosmetic improvements in the 2020s. So without further delay, let's check out the sights and sounds of Ricketts Point. Okay, so here I am at Ricketts Point. I've tried my best to find this Aboriginal historic well. I've asked locals walking their dogs. They all have heard of it, but none of them can recall exactly where it is. No one's 100% sure where it is. It could be under sand again. I'm not sure. But we've given it a bit of an effort to find it. Also, while I was walking along the beach, there was 2 artists who were painting the foreshore, so to speak, and the beach, and they were also aware of it, but no, they don't recall. And it's believed that it was the local teacher at the high school here in Ricketts Point or nearby that took the students out that actually found it and had to dig for it to find it. Okay, so here we are at the Beaumaris Yacht Club at Ricketts Point. There are a couple of boat sheds, and I've come across this one which I really do like, this mural. It's a beauty. So here we have the sea retaining wall where the car park is. Some of the older photos you'll actually see the timber, what looks like power poles, I guess, back in the 20s and 30s. And then you've got this wall as well. Okay, so here we are at Ricketts Point. This is the Marine Sanctuary, and this is one of their boards they have on display. You can read it, or you just press pause. Otherwise, if I started reading, we'd be here forever. Here's some of the fish that I might have mentioned earlier. Some of the bird life. Now, I did find this historic photo, which you would have seen earlier. Now here's another banner. It looks like this is a great place for people who like diving, and there's even a disabled diver's ramp, which is just terrific. I am a diver myself, haven't been diving for quite some time, but it's just interesting to know. So here's another information board about what you can and can't do in the area. The fact that it is now the Ricketts Point Marine Sanctuary. It is protected by Parks Victoria, and it is patrolled by them as well. So once again, this is the barrier that they have here with the logs that some of the older photos might display. So these have been here since, from memory, the 1920s. Now I do like the nice touch by the council when they got these picnic tables made. I guess if they were ever nicked, it'd be easy to trace where they actually belong and which council actually owns them, as they are seashells. So here we are at a plaque that tells us about the trees in the area. Now I can tell you that there are quite a number of native birds flying around, and they're having an absolute ball. And I guess if you were to sit here for a little while, you'd see everything, all types of wildlife in relation to birds. It's just a lovely little area. I don't know if I'm catching those birds that are zooming around. What's also great about this little spot is free barbecues. So it looks like you just press the button, start her up, and once again, you know, it'd be nice if people cleaned up after themselves, which will be sort of nice for the other ones. And also, which is also good, is a PowerPoint. So if you brought some music, you could have that playing in the background discreetly, hopefully not too loud, that upsets others and the wildlife. Now here's another diagram or plaque to show you that there's a lot of walking tracks, and since being here there is a lot of people walking on this track. So here's another plaque, and they've described this as the Coastal Art Trail, celebrating the work of the Heidelberg School of Artists. And it was officially opened in 1998. So here we are coming to the back, I guess, of the Ricketts Point Tea House. Very popular with people. If you're going to come out this way, you should come pretty early. And don't come at peak times because it gets quite busy. Very, very popular. So here we have another view of the Ricketts Point Tea House. And as you can see, that it's been renovated, altered many a times since when it was first built in the 80s. Wow. So if you're curious to know what the Ricketts Point Cafe looks like, or the tea house, this is what it looks like. Now, if you are coming to Ricketts Point, there is quite a number of car parks either side of the Ricketts Point Tea House. There's some near the yacht club. There's definitely a lot more south. So here we have another information plaque telling you about the area, and they are scattered all over the place along the walk. It reminds people that you cannot fish in this area or take away any of the fauna or flora. So here we have another artist painting the foreshore. Now you can probably see in the distance some fishing boats, and I'm only going to guess that there is a pole out there. I'm not nautical at all. That indicates the limit where you cannot come any closer, as it is a sanctuary. So here we are at Ricketts Point, at the very point, and I'm not sure if you can see just behind this triangle sort of marker, there are some pelicans, which you don't see too often. They're in the distance there, not sure if you can see that, right in the middle of your screen now. Now here's one more plaque, and it looks like the Memorial Foreshore Walk is dedicated to a Bob Whiteway. So it looks like this was, he was a Beaumaris High School teacher, and he was teaching others about the environment, which is fantastic. And this was obviously his home base. Now here we have a sculpture that is very much hidden in the shrubland. As you can see, even the plaque is hidden, and this is the artwork or the sculpture. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, there are free barbecues at Ricketts Point. You will not see these from the road. They're actually hidden behind some shrubs and whatnot. There's also bathroom facilities. So you could have like a private family gathering or one with your friends. And just through here is where we'll find the bathrooms, or the public restrooms, or the toilets if you prefer. And it does appear they are well maintained, because when I first arrived here there was a gentleman cleaning up the area as well as the gardens. And this is the entry also to the Beaumaris car park. There is a water dispenser here as well, so that's great. And there's an open shower area, and it does look like people on those paddle boards and windsurfers come to this location for all these facilities when they're done for the day. So here we are nearing the end of this video or presentation. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something. I learned a lot. If you did like the video, by all means click on that like button or that thumbs up icon. Please consider subscribing. Subscribing doesn't cost you 1 cent, but it helps out the channel immensely. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.